It's a controversial guardianship case that's caught the attention of the Attorney General and Michigan Supreme Court.
7 investigator Heather Catallo has been digging into the case for months. Tonight, she's answering some of your questions about a public official who made himself part of the story. Heather?
Dave and Glenda, when we started investigating this guardianship case, we interviewed the family involved and we asked to interview the owner of the guardianship company so we could tell both sides of the story. That owner refused to talk to us. But ever since we first aired this investigation, the lawyer for the guardianship company has taken to Twitter and Facebook to make several public comments about the family in this case. And because that lawyer is also the mayor of Michigan's 4th largest city, many of you had questions about his role in this.
I'm Michael Taylor. I'm an attorney for Caring Hearts and Executive Care.
Back in May, Sterling Heights Mayor Michael Taylor showed up at a home in Utica where the 7 investigators were interviewing a family about a controversial guardianship case. Marcy Mitchell was trying to get guardianship of her dad, Bob Mitchell, and her stepmom, Barb Delbridge, who suffer from dementia and other health problems.
I just want my parents back.
Even though Marcy had priority under the law to become her dad's guardian, Macomb County Probate Judge Catherine George said she had grave concerns and instead appointed a company called Caring Hearts Michigan Incorporated as guardian. Caring Hearts then hired Executive Care as caregivers for Bob and Barb. Both companies are tied to Robert and Kathy Kirk. And that's where Michael Taylor comes in. He works for Robert Kirk's law firm.
And I'd love to have you come to my office so I can show you everything that's been going on here.
We can absolutely do that. Taylor later rescinded that offer, telling the 7 investigators that he had to follow his client's wishes and refused to do an interview with us. But that did not stop him from making dozens of public Facebook posts and tweets about the case.
Hi, Facebook. It's me, Sterling Heights Mayor Michael Taylor. It's unfortunate that the full story is not being reported.
On social media, Taylor said Marcy's neglect is the sole reason that she did not get appointed guardian and made frequent comments about Bob and Barb's health conditions.
It's scary how he's able to get away with the statements that he's made without proving the facts that he has none of.
Several of our viewers on Facebook started questioning Taylor's role in this case. Denise writes, "Isn't being a mayor of Sterling Heights and getting involved as a lawyer for some clients a conflict of interest?" Elizabeth says, "How in the world can a mayor be messed up with some scheme like this?" The 7 investigators also received emails from viewers asking, quote, "How are we to be assured that Mr. Taylor has not used his position as mayor to the advantage of his business associates?" And this isn't the first time some of Mayor Taylor's 130,000 constituents have questioned his use of social media. In 2017, Taylor called someone on Facebook an expletive. Taylor says the guy was a troll who had been harassing him, but some did not approve of the language Taylor used.
I think that's totally inappropriate and unacceptable.
Well, public officials shouldn't be saying that kind of stuff.
Mayor Taylor and Sterling Heights officials would not talk to us on camera about this, but the city attorney told us in an email that the job of mayor is just a part-time position that pays about $23,000 a year. That means Michael Taylor is allowed to have outside employment. But what about the city's ethics resolution that Taylor supported when it passed back in 2013? Under the Fitness for Office section, it says, quote, "Public servants should avoid engaging in any conduct which is likely to bring discredit on themselves and the governmental bodies in which they serve."
If you look at some of the Facebook postings, you look at some of the tweets, and you look at some of the language, he could be borderline in violation of his own resolution.
Former Wayne County Auditor General Brendan Dunleavy says Taylor risks discrediting City Hall with his public comments.
As mayor, you set the tone for the city, okay? People look to you for guidance. People look to you what's acceptable behavior.
The Sterling Heights city attorney told us that without knowing the content of Mayor Taylor's social media posts, they are not in a position to decide whether they violate the ethics rules. When I asked why they haven't read the public posts, the city spokeswoman did not respond. I should point out Mr. Taylor is no longer the attorney of record for Caring Hearts Michigan. He was replaced on the case shortly after our initial stories aired. And as you know, in the guardianship case, a different judge took it over and the family now has guardianship of Bob and Barb. And the family is pursuing some HIPAA violation actions because of some of the comments that have been made.
Yes. Interesting.
To see how his role plays out. Thank you, Heather.
You're welcome.